All right, moving up the card. This is the UFO lady, right? This is her grandparents were the UFO spotters. Is
Uh,
that correct?
yeah, Angela Hill. Yeah, yes.
Angela.
Barney Hill.
We've
Yeah.
got we've got Barney Hill, UFO spotter, Angela Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts, the boys. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. And in today's episode, we will be breaking down and giving you our prediction and analysis on every single fight for UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Rodriguez, out in the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. But before we dive into this card, let's quickly recap last weekend. We went 8-3-1, both JP and I. Not bad. Not bad. It was a good card overall. Some good things happened. It wasn't as trash as we originally thought it would be on paper, but it still wasn't the greatest pay-per-view of all time. It was nice having JP down here, watching it in person. It's always a blast. We have a really great time. Those were just some of my takeaways. JP, what were some of your thoughts on last weekend's card?
Clearly didn't do enough bathtub rituals. All right, did them wrong. I don't know what it was. Because the lock situation's nuts. The lock situation's crazy. Dude gets his ass beat round 1, and then comes out round 2 or round 3, and beats up Jimmy. I can't check a leg kick crew. I don't know. Dude. It was crazy, but yeah, I agree with the wasn't as trash as like when we first looked at it. We were like, this is gonna be terrible, but it wasn't too bad. Favorite part of the night was me and you sitting there. And then I was having a conversation with Kaylee, and boom, Sal Kid dropped him, knocked him out. Didn't even see it in like 15 seconds. That was my favorite fight of the night, moment of the night by far.
Yeah, it was quick, it was fast, and that was your lock. First fight of the night. Bang, hits the lock. That was pretty sweet. And I'm sorry, guys. I know my luck right now is just, it's mind blowing. A draw? Really? What are we doing? We'll get back in the win column for you this week. That's a promise. And JP, I don't know if you're throwing the picture up on the screen for them.
What the fuck is this?
This weekend, but there was a bathtub ritual that was done. The bathtub ritual is done. We talked about a bathtub ritual going into this weekend. There wasn't one that was done. So maybe that's why we had a little bit of weird luck still. I'll be excited to see if the curse finally will be broken for this fight night because the ritual was completed. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me that. There wasn't a major crowd watching this ritual. Okay. Only a few eyes were on this ritual. It was a very private, exclusive event, but we got it done. And hopefully our luck is turned around. All right. Without further ado, let's jump into this weekend's fight night, starting with two women's fighters, Julia Avila and Jacqueline Cavalcanti.
Back at the Apex. You guys know what that means. We're in the small cage. Yeah, that has nothing to do with this fight. I just thought it was funny. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. Me and Brevin have sat up here the last couple weeks and talked about canceled fights. I've talked about not getting wins in years. Talked about just not even fighting in years. And it has come to fruition every single time. Last weekend, I told you guys Tatiana's different. She's got phenomenal grappling. She's better in the grappling. Tatiana gassed out. Tatiana hasn't fought in forever. She had that whole thing with cancer, had injuries, whatever. It's tough, man, and you'll gas out. And she did. And sure enough, Brevin was like, well, maybe you should think about it. I didn't. Whaley looked like she always does. Fucking phenomenal. Double champ status, by the way, which I think should be next for her. But, yeah. And this Julia girl, it's the same thing. And then, I mean, look at the amount of canceled fights she has. How many is it? Let me gander.
Probably one of the most I've seen in quite some time, JP.
Oh my God, it's like 8 or 9, dude. Yeah, hasn't fought since 2023. And then even before that, it's like 9 canceled fights, 10 canceled fights. I don't know. And she got choked out by Miesha Tate, her most recent fight. Give me Cavalcanti, bro.
Yeah. I agree. We've seen this time and time again, and the only reason I'm on JP's ass is because these were his rules. He tells me I hate canceled bouts. I hate when fighters can't make it to the cage on Saturday. That's one of my pet peeves. And then JP goes out for the last 2 weeks, picks these fighters that had the most canceled bouts I've ever seen in my life, and guess what? They lose because they haven't been in the ring. There's probably some ring rust in there. They gas out. They don't look like themselves. We've seen nothing from them in, recent times. I don't know why we're picking them. I'm glad, JP, you're finally realizing your own rules are correct. You've got to stick to them and got to follow them. I think Cavalcanti, she's shown time and time again. One, she's active. Two, she's a really great striker. She puts out a lot of volume, and in the eyes of the judges, that matters. These women fights, more times than not, go to decision. I'm banking on a Cavalcanti victory, and I think it goes to decision as well. The volume will be there. She will be the better striker. And from, on the side of a girl that hasn't fought in years, hasn't won in multiple years, that's just a really bad sign. You're gonna have to go out and prove yourself again to all of us. You got a cool nickname, the Raging Panda. I don't know. It's kind of a weird nickname,
Is it really?
but you better make it rage. You really better make it rage to find a victory on Saturday. I don't think it happens. Give me Cavalcanti as well.
You better make it rage. Better go out there and look for a skadoosh. I'll tell you that much, pal.
The skadoosh.
Once again, 2 weekends in a row, two duty cheeks heavyweights. All right, I'll take it on the chin. Whatever. Top of his ass. I thought he'd be able to clip him. Trash. I still think Teixeira's trash. Whatever. That is what it is. This one I feel like is just as bad. Dontel Mays and Walter Walker.
This one's worse, JP. I'll tell you why. Both these heavyweight, these big guys, they lack power. That's going to be, a recipe for a pretty boring fight. Walter Walker, he's going to look to get this one on the ground. He's a better wrestler, better grappler. He's got some jiu-jitsu in his bag. Dontel Mays, he's just your typical heavyweight striker. Think of Jairzinho Rosenstrike, but worse. Like, he's going to stand there, throw his jabs.
That's a great point.
And throw his hooks. And, to me, and we'll talk about this, and I've been on this for a little while now, ever since they kicked Jairzinho out of the UFC. These guys should be kicked out of the UFC and
100%.
cut from their contract. I don't understand it, but that's not what we're talking about here today. We're here to give you a prediction. I definitely think Walter Walker has more ways to win. I do think he's going to get him on the ground and probably find a submission. However that, comes about, we'll see. It could be heel hook. He could find the neck, get a choke. I don't know. Dontel Mays, not the greatest grappler. Decent hands.
Yeah.
Give me Walter Walker.
His hands are okay. He's long. I mean, they're both heavyweights. Dontel's big, but trash. If he goes on the ground whatsoever at any point in this fight, and I'm not saying Walter's good either. He's a good grappler, very good grappler. He's a good jiu-jitsu guy. If Dontel Mays gets put on the ground whatsoever, the only thing that will get him off the ground in this fight is either the ref stopping the fight or the bell to end the round. That's it. Other than that, he will not get to his feet. Yeah, give me Walter Walker.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to say about that one, dude. I'm not really looking forward to it.
Terrible.
I'd stay away from throwing money on it if I was you guys.
On the first two
That's
fights,
just my take on it. Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up the card, we have Vince Morales going up against Elijah Smith.
Now this one, I like this one a lot more than the first two fights. This one's interesting to me. Another young kid, 22, maybe close to 23, something like that, Elijah. We saw Prado last weekend, which it's weird. Prado's weird. I agree with, there were a couple other people online saying Prado's like in between lightweight and welterweight. He's like 165er, and we just don't have that division. I kind of agree with that. But these kids are young, man. And it's hard when you get vets in the UFC who have kind of seen it all, been through the fire. You got to put them away, and these young kids normally will empty their gas tank, and then the other guy's still around and stuff like that. I like Elijah's striking. I like his leg kicks. I like it a lot more than Morales' striking. I hate Morales' striking. His defense is okay. I just don't like anything else about it. Vince was in the UFC. One thing I will say, his first stint in the UFC, he fought decent competition. Lost, went to a different organization, came back, and then fought Taylor Lapulus right away. So Vince has fought some pretty decent guys. All right, I'll give him that. But I mean, in the UFC, even if he does win, he goes long. He's not finishing nobody. This Trey Smith. Why do I always do that? Elijah, I think it's just gonna have faster hands. I can't see Vince ragdolling him. If he does, he does. Don't care. I'll take a shot on the kid, man. I like the kid. I like his speed. I like his calf kicks. Vince doesn't really check calf kicks. He's a tough vet that just kind of hangs around, and he's hard to put away. That's about it. So give me the kid. Give me Elijah Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all those takes. I mean, it is important to note that Vince has lost by leg kicks in the past. Granted, it's against good competition. Chris Gutierrez, he'll throw really great calf kicks. He's very crafty with his leg kicks. He's fought Miles Johns, lost via unanimous decision. And I honestly see Elijah pretty similar to Miles Johns. Pretty good wrestler, powerful, good hands. I think he's young. I think he's hungry. And for a guy that got cut from the UFC and then came back to the UFC, I'm not ever a fan of that. So give me the up and comer, the young guy, Elijah Smith, to win this one.
100%. And it's just funny this year with the prospects, man. The young kids, half of them are getting exposed, half of them are doing okay. It's very interesting to start the year. This next one, the first of the two Bonfim brothers, Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams, a fan favorite.
Really looking forward to this fight. I do think it will be action packed one way or the other. It's really tough to break this down from a prediction standpoint because one of two things is going to happen. Either Chaos Williams gets outclassed in all facets of the game, or he finds the home for his right hand and gets a KO victory. That, to me, is really the two outcomes. He's very wild. He has a lot of power, and I do think that he can find that KO if something were to happen to Bonfim, like gassing out. We've seen that from the Bonfim brothers in the past. Sometimes they'll go hard early and get some takedowns early and, basically tire themselves out and not defend themselves from the strikes and get knocked out. I don't know. But what I do know is that the Bonfim brothers are really well-rounded. They're very skilled. And in this one, Gabriel has more ways to win, in my opinion, outside of just throwing hands. I think he can get this fight to the ground, potentially work his jiu-jitsu and find a submission as well. So I'm going to have to take Gabriel Bonfim in this one. However, just watch out for that flash KO victory from Chaos Williams. That's kind of what he does. Maybe a sneaky dog pick there, sprinkle it on the KO, but I like Bonfim.
This has got to be the surprise of the year. Okay. The surprise of the year on the channel is the fact that me and Brevin are not taking Chaos Williams. We love watching Chaos Williams fight. Dude has obnoxious power, always entertaining. Other than that, I think everything to be said about this fight, you already said it. That's it. It's one or two ways. Bonfim's going to outclass him everywhere, take him down, give him a true MMA lesson, or he's getting slept. And he's getting slept early. That's it. Can't guess out. Nothing more to say. I agree. I think Bonfim's got more tools in the shed to get it done. But again, sometimes all you need is that sledgehammer right hand. So we'll see. But I'll back you. I'll go Bonfim as well.
Yeah. All right, moving up the card. This is the UFO lady, right? This is her grandparents were the UFO spotters. Is that correct?
Yeah, Angela Hill. Yeah, yes.
Angela
Barney Hill. Yeah.
We've got Barney Hill, UFO spotter Angela Hill taking on Ketlin Souza.
Yeah, if you guys have not heard about any of that, go look it up. Yeah, Barney Hill. I think it was something to do with the first UFO sightings ever in Nevada or something like that. Is her grandfather.
I think he claimed he was abducted or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't comment or speculate. I believe in aliens. Okay, sue me. I believe in it. I also believe Angela Hill is a little over the hill per se. I don't know, man. I don't know. She's good. But again, we talk about these other guys like they're gatekeepers and they're good and they're okay and they deserve respect. Sure. I think it's the same thing as like a Gerald Meerschaert. Obviously, she's not as good at grappling, but like a Gerald Meerschaert, Neil Magny, who's another gatekeeper that they're always there and they're always down to scrap, down to fight. They put up a good fight, but they never. I don't know. They just never jump that line really. And Ketlin Souza, I mean, call it a biased pick from me. I picked Ketlin Souza to beat Yasmin Hadagi at plus 400, a dog call last year. I believe that was on the Sphere card, but I think Ketlin's striking has come a long way. I think it's great. I like her calf kicks. I think she's technical. I mean, Angela's what, 40? And she's 17 and 14 or something like that? Yeah. Like, come on, man. And she's never been knocked out, sure. She's been finished twice by submission. She's the decision queen. If we're going to sit at range and just pat, I think Ketlin's better at it. Sumi, I know she had a close fight with Tabula Ricci. Tabitha's okay. I said that fight would be close. I did pick Tabitha, but I said it would be close because Tabitha's kind of overhyped. Give me Ketlin Souza, man. Dog money, close lines, but give me Ketlin Souza.
Yeah, no, I think you said it best. I mean, Angela Hill, she's 12 and 14 inside the UFC. So JP was spot on. Gatekeeper, longtime vet inside the organization. Let's see what girls are made of by putting them up against Angela Hill. And at the ripe age of 40, you're getting great value on an underdog here from an up-and-coming fighter, Ketlin Souza. She's fought really well as of late. She was a big underdog against Uruguay. Came out, got a stoppage in round 1. Looked phenomenal. JP was on it. I trust this guy's vision, especially with some of these up-and-coming women's fights. He's always had a really good record in those ones, especially. And this is one of those girls and one of the spots that I really think you need to pay close attention to. I do think you're getting a great value here. Ketlin Souza's getting it done on Saturday. I don't really know how she's going to get it done, but she's got the skills to get it done in whichever manner she chooses, and however the fight goes, she'll be very moldable in that sense. And Angela Hill, like JP said, she's just looking to point strike on the outside. It works sometimes, but you're not Michael Venom Page. I'll just be honest with you. You're going to get caught by Souza. She's got good power. She can put you away in the jiu-jitsu and find a submission as well. So give me Ketlin Souza.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, the parlay to look at maybe is this one and the first women's fight both go distance. See if we can get that in the plus money range. I might hammer that, pal. Next one, where we lost it. Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar.
Estevam and Aguilar. Yeah, I think this one's going to be interesting because I may not give you the prediction that you would expect. So we've got Estevam, taller guy, bigger guy. Normally I like those things, okay? That's normally my style. Tall and long. All right. He's undefeated. He's got one win inside of the UFC, so he's 1-0. He was 1-0 in the LFA. He's 1-0 in the Contender. They're moving this guy fast, okay? Got his win over Charles Johnson. Yippee-ki-yay. Congratulations. Now, Jesus Aguilar, similar story, but he's got more experience. He's 3-1 inside the UFC. They kind of rushed him into the UFC after his Contender series, putting him up against Tatsuro Taira, who, if you guys know, has very, very slick jiu-jitsu. He's so skilled. Tough matchup. Lost that one. But beyond that, his last 3. Shannon Ross, beautiful overhand right, KO. Matus Mendonca, split decision. We'll take it. You live and you learn. That's great experience. And then Stuart Nickel, first round guillotine. And that was 2 fights inside of 2024. He's very active. And I just think he's going to have a power advantage in this one. And he's got a sneaky, sneaky guillotine. That will be his favorite submission. If Estevam isn't careful and he doesn't watch his neck and he goes in for a takedown, keep an eye out for Aguilar's guillotine. It's strong. He's got massive biceps. He's got massive thighs. He's very strong. He's going to be tough to wrestle if you're Estevam. So I think this is going to be my big underdog pick of the night. Give me Jesus Aguilar to shock the world on Saturday and find another victory.
Interesting, dude. Interesting. Yeah, I picked Stuart Nickel in that fight. Love it when a guy yeah, just love it. Jesus Christ. I'm not even gonna piss myself off again. Last couple weeks you guys have heard me say that I hate lines. It shouldn't be this line, it shouldn't be this, blah blah blah. This is that fight for me on this card. I don't think the line should be this wide. A minus 400 favorite. Don't agree with that. Look, Estevam, he's got good striking, decent striking. He's linear, got good defense. He'll time some good takedowns. He'll pressure you, walk you forward. Charles Johnson. You guys know I like Charles Johnson. Okay, I pick Charles Johnson almost every time we've seen him fight on the channel. I think I picked against him once, maybe. I don't know. I like Charles a lot. I think Charles is good. The grappling, he's decent. He's black belt. He's got good striking. He mixes it up well. Estevam put it on him in the first round, fighting well. Estevam put it on him in the second round, in the beginning of the second round. Estevam started to gas out at the end of the second. Charles came back a little bit. Third round, Estevam was gassed. Did nothing but walk backwards. As soon as Charles got him on the fence, he would just fall and shoot. Panic sprawl, panic takedown, panic sprawl. Shooting panic takedowns, panic wrestling. I hate that shit. Granted, he's tired, but he gassed out because Charles Johnson showed you if I'm tough enough to deal with the pressure, not get clipped, not just get ragdolled, and I stick around, this guy gasses out. Minus 400 and we're gassing out like that, hey. I'm just saying, he ate a lot of shots on the fence, a lot of good elbows. Yes, he beat Charles. But I'm just saying, it's sketchy. You got to watch out for it. Like Brevin said, Aguilar does have power. He will clip you. And that guillotine that he put Stewart in, that thing was fucking tight. He put him to sleep. Dude didn't even tap. Went out cold.
It's quick too.
Yeah, super quick. Grabbed his neck and boom, legs right around. Obviously, I know I say it all the time. If you pull Gilly and you don't get it, you're fucked. Yeah, but he got it. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a close fight, dude. I think if it's the same Charles Johnson story, he's got to be careful for Aguilar whopping him in the second and third round because Aguilar, he can grapple too. I don't know. I was so back and forth in this today. I don't know. Am I gonna switch my pick? Am I gonna switch my pick live on the show right now, dude? Where are we at? Where's it at on the... What are the ages again? Both 28. Son of a bitch. I won't do it. That's fine. Somebody's got to be wrong. If it's me, it's me. I'm going Estevam. I'll keep with the perfect guy. I think he can do it. If he gasses out and gets clipped, Brevin's going to tell me I fucking told you so and I should listen to myself. But I'm going to go Estevam. We got to have one fight where we disagree. We got to.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally understand that. The one thing, too, is he's got a really big reach advantage in that one, Estevam, that is. And, you know, he's taller. And he's no slouch on the ground. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's Brazilian. But, you know, Aguilar, hey, listen, man. JP's Mexican and part Chinese, but mostly Mexican. Aguilar's Mexican, all right? He's got the Mexican fighting spirit. He's a tough son of a gun.
Yeah, tough.
And if you have him hanging around in that third round, watch out for that power. I'm just saying. We'll see how it goes. I think Estevam missed weight in his last one as well. That came into play as far as the cardio goes. We'll see when it comes to the weigh-ins this week if we have a similar story or not.
All right. Well, that's how we'll base it. Estevam misses weight. I'm changing my pick. Okay? Covering my bases. All right? That way I'm never wrong.
That's right. I think you did that one time too. He said, yeah, prop bet the KO, the submission, and the decision. I was like, JP, you might as well just do the money line, brother.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious. All right. Does that put us on the main card?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. First fight on the main card. Honor Matthews taking on Jose Delgado.
Jose. Quick, funny story for the channel. I went to Wendy's one time with my buddy. His name's Jose. Okay, and Wendy's, they ask you, hey, can I get a name for the order? They put it up on the monitor. So that way you know when your order's ready. He said, yeah, Jose. She said, all right, appreciate it. Yeah, they spelled it HOSC. Said, hey, Hose, go get your food, pal. Dinner's ready, pal. Anyways, Mr. Delgado, an MMA lab trainee. Okay, fights out of Phoenix, Arizona. Our boy. Okay, we know him well. All right, I know Jose, first name basis. We're good friends. Yeah, Brevin knows him. We have a beer with him every now and then. You know, Modelo time. I like Jose a lot. Jose does something that I think is absolutely fucking gorgeous in the fight game, and that's switching stances seamlessly, and you can strike well from either stance. Love that quite a bit. Also, if I talk about this black line in the octagon a lot, right? It's a black line right in front of the cage, and there's, I don't know, Brevin, what would you call that? Like 5 feet, like something like that in between the black line and the cage?
Yeah, roughly, maybe less.
Yeah, ish. It's the black line where if you're behind it and your opponent's got center control, you're either going to look to shoot or you got to circle out because you can't fucking stand there or you're going to get clipped. They'll cut you off. Once Jose gets people right there, switches stances, comes in with the overhand right hook, body hook, and he's switching stances seamlessly. He's got fucking power. I love everything about this kid. Connor Matthews, he's got a little bit of grappling, doesn't use it. I mean, I want to sit here and say I got to listen to myself with these canceled fights and not pick these guys. How many times do we say these people who got grappling, they never use it, but we're still going to say they can grapple? Don't like that. I like everything about Delgado. Called a biased pick because he's a hometown fighter. Don't care. Love his striking. I'm in love with his striking. I got to see him get put out, get dominated or something. Other than that, I'm buying into the hype. Give me Delgado, baby.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. This one's going to be a good one as well, given the fact that Delgado's got really good striking. JP said it. He's the hometown kid. We're definitely pulling for him. I think he has all the tools in his bag to find another victory here in his UFC debut. I'm excited to see it. And I think JP really kind of laid it out for you. I think he's going to back up Jake Matthews behind that black line, put him up against the fence, and he's going to find the home for either his hands or watch out for the knees. He landed that on the Contender Series, flying knee KO. This guy's a stud. All right, and he's very slick in his striking. He's Arizona's next big thing outside of Sean O'Malley. Give me Jose Delgado as well. I think he gets it done.
1000%. Isn't he pretty young too, no? Yeah, 26. 26, so not these 22-year-olds. Okay. He's got a couple more years under his belt. Granted, he's only got 9 fights, but so does Connor Matthews. But I don't know, man. Love Delgado. Love Delgado. So happy.
Did I say Jake Matthews or Connor?
Jake.
I might have said Jake Matthews.
Jake.
I'm sorry. Connor Matthews.
By the way, Matthews taking an L. Okay. Do the fucking L dance on his ass. Speaking of dancing, y'all can ask Brevin. I hit the nastiest gritty this weekend. Okay. Was that thing nasty or what?
It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was something, that was for sure. I'm very happy I don't have to go first for this fight. I hate this fight. I really do hate this fight. Rodolfo, not Bellato, Rodolfo Vieira versus Andre Petroski.
Oh, yeah, our favorite, Andre Petroski. Cue the highlight, JP. Cue the highlight. I know you have it in the film storage.
That was the key to the door. Throw the right hand after it.
Nice deep. Oh, what the heck? Oh, my goodness. He got a kick to the body.
Ready to go. Listen, I'm excited for this one just because I love seeing Petroski get his ass kicked. I think that's what can happen in this one. Vieira, he's very skilled on the ground. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He competes in a lot of grappling tournaments, and I think that's where we probably find this fight is on the ground. For better or for worse. Petroski, same thing. He's going to look to wrestle. He's going to look to get it on the ground. Hell, he knocked himself out on someone's hip shooting a takedown. That kind of gives you the story for how this goes. But when anytime someone's nicknamed the Black Belt Hunter, it really gives me a lot of confidence. that someone's not going to go out there and just dog walk them and throw them around the canvas. They're going to grab your neck. They're going to be able to sweep, probably get back up if they need, or find a submission to get the victory. I think that Rodolfo Vieira is very skilled, and I think Petroski's kind of a one-trick pony. Dominate the fight, get him to the ground, land some ground and pound, win a decision. Oh, love that. I think Vieira has more tools in this one, so I'm taking Rodolfo Vieira.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Petroski. I mean, boy can't take a shot. Maybe it's because of the hip. Who knows? I don't like this fight, man. I don't like this fight. I think because Brevin's not like Vieira has a ass load of grappling match. Okay, he's a jiu-jitsu guy through and through. Petroski also competes in grappling, but Petroski's a wrestler at heart. Where Vieira started with jiu-jitsu. I've been really back and forth. I personally feel like we're going to see this fight dominantly on the feet just because of the grappling pedigree from both. I feel like Petroski's better at offensive wrestling. I feel like Vieira's better at jiu-jitsu. My only thing, stand-up, I feel like is almost identical. I don't like either of them. Vieira's probably got the better jab, which should come into play. Petroski likes to throw a lot of hooks, a lot of looping shots. Vieira's lost. Every one of Vieira's wins has been a finish. Okay, so that's what I was worried about. But fuck, I mean, just hump Petroski's head. You knock him out, I guess. I don't know, dude. I think I agree with you when it comes down to if Petroski gets Vieira down. I'm not saying Vieira's going to stay on his back. I know I say that all the time. I think Vieira's smart enough to not be on his back. He might throw up one or two things, but I think, like Brevin said, we can work for a sweep and get up. I think if Petroski puts Vieira on his back, Vieira's okay. We can work from there. I think if Petroski gets put on his back, I don't think it's the same. I think we're in a sub territory or something like that. And then if it goes to the feet, I'm hoping the jab, his strength. I'll back you. I'll go Rodolfo Vieira. Can't pick the guy who got knocked out by a hip.
No, it's tough. And I think if it was anybody else, we've seen it time and time again. Petroski can wrestle. He'll find his wrestling, but against a very high level jiu-jitsu practitioner like Vieira, it's going to be very tough to just go in there and straight wrestle, right? And we've seen it. And like their grappling records, I would say Vieira's is much more impressive than Petroski's. I mean, he has a lot of grappling losses just because he's not necessarily, a specialist in that regard. It's gotten better, pairs nicely with the wrestling, but when you're, there's levels to it. When you're going up against a guy as skilled as Rodolfo, you got to be careful. He can catch you in something quick. And like I said, some of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners don't just lay flat on their back and stay safe. Yeah. Like Charles Oliveira, they'll use it to sweep and get into dominant positions and work their own offense.
We were talking about in that fight earlier about Jesus jumping Gilly. Yeah, I mean, Rodolfo, I feel like Rodolfo could do that because I feel like Petroski's not necessarily the smartest fight IQ guy. He's trying to, even if he gets clipped, if he's tired, whatever, he shoots a lazy takedown, puts his head on the wrong side. Rodolfo, he'll snatch that neck up real quick too.
Yeah, and those are the two guys that I'd honestly be okay seeing shoot some guillotines this weekend. Like, if they want to shoot them, shoot them. Because those things will be tight. They'll be there. Like, they don't just shoot mindless guillotines. Like, that's not their style, right? It's there. And if someone pops a head out, great. But I think it'll be there again. I think go ahead, take those chances, especially for those two fighters.
100%.
All right, moving up the card. We have Edmund Shahbazyan going up against the mindless Hulk, Dylan Budka.
Edmund Shahbazyan. I don't know. Wait, did we skip one? Did we skip the other Bonfim brother?
Did we?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
I think we
next.
did. I was looking at Tapology. My fault.
We'll do that one next. Tapology's got this shit all fucking whacked out. Edmund Shahbazyan, the Boz. don't know how to feel about this guy. I really don't. We both picked him against GM3, and he sold the bag. He really sold the bag. He did exactly what we talk about every time, how these strikers fumble the bag against these jiu-jitsu guys. If you drop him and you clip him really bad, what reason is there for you to follow him to the ground? That's like getting in a fight with a bear, and the bear retreats to its fucking burrow, its den, and you follow it in there. For what? What are you doing? Just make him stand back up. It makes no sense. And then he followed him to the ground. The ref gave Mearshart chances, and then boom, choked him out. So I don't know. But Shahbazyan, he trained with Ronda when he was younger. He's supposed to be the new big thing. I don't know. He just worries me about being Edmund. I fumble Shahbazyan. I mean, you call him Carson Steele because dude's fumbling all over the place. Okay. I had to do it. Only one I got for you. But I'm not picking Dylan Budka. With all that being said, I'm not picking Dylan Budka. Budka butt cheeks. Don't think he's good. Not much else to say. Budka's not gonna out wrestle him. Shahbazyan's a good wrestler. Shahbazyan's a longer. He's got decent striking. We just can't fumble. Can't be silly, man. Can't be silly. Budka's not on your level. It's got to be an easy win. Give me the buys.
Yeah, man. I think this one's interesting too because one, Budka's not GM3, bro. He's not. So Shahbazyan probably can get away with knocking Budka on his ass and then following him down to the ground because there's really not a threat, in my opinion, for Edmund if he was to do the same thing he did with Gerald Mearshart. I think he's got the striking advantage. He's bigger. He's probably going to be a lot faster in his striking as well. I don't like anything I see from Dylan Budka, the Mindless Hulk. What a terrible nickname.
Yeah.
You are mindless because you get punched in the dome over and over and over. And I think Shahbazyan's going to do the same thing on Saturday. So give me Edmund Shahbazyan.
The mindless. Yeah, that really is. Like, why would I pick you when your nickname's a Mindless Hulk? It just makes absolutely zero sense. The second of the Bonfim brothers, Ismail Bonfim versus Nazim Sadykhov.
The Black Wolf.
Oh my God, is that his nickname? That is the most badass thing I've ever heard.
Well, he's not black, but it is Black History Month. So, shout out to that. We got Ismail Bonfim, the second Bonfim the second of the brothers.
Yeah.
Going up against Sadykhov, man, this one, it's a very well-matched fight.
I agree.
That's my take on it. It's kind of a coin toss, if you ask me. The one thing that I noticed on film, though, that I really don't like is Nazim's stance. And I don't talk about that a lot. But the way he enters the pocket, the way he fights, it's so like straight up and down. His chin's up in the air. He lands hard hooks and hard punches when he's throwing. But I just saw so many openings for opponents to take advantage of when watching film on him. And for that, I'm taking Bonfim. I think both Bonfim brothers win on Saturday. I think he finds his hands in this one on the chin of Sadykhov. I'm sorry, brother. You got a great nickname. But look for the KO victory from Ismail Bonfim.
Yeah, the older of the two brothers, I think he's the worst of the two brothers. But I agree with you in the fact that I think someone's going to sleep for sure. If I could lock that and have that be my lock for this weekend, I would. I think in this fight, somebody's definitely getting knocked out. Yeah, both. I feel like both of their stand-ups are very holy. I mean, put them in church because there's holes here, holes there. I mean, I don't know. I don't like Ishmael with his looping strikes. He reminds me of a fucking brawling style, but he's not. Also, he's like right in that happy medium. And like the fight he had with who was? Let me look at it here. I was watching his fight with Benoit. That's who it was. Benoit's just uncorking leg kicks. Like 1, 2. He threw like 6 leg kicks. Body kicks. He's uncorking power body kicks. Threw like 6 of them in a row. Ishmael's eating them. He ate like the first 3 because he just didn't block him. Then he's smacking his stomach, putting his hands up, waving him on. And then he eats like 2 more. Brother, fucking block one. All he's throwing in. I can't stand that shit. Shit blows my mind. We don't need to do all this. Okay? All this putting your hands up, waving them forward, smacking. Shut up. You have the chance to punch him in the face right now, and instead you're talking shit. Just punch him in the face. Knock him out and then talk shit. I just don't like it. And then Sadykhov, yeah. His stand-ups cheeks too. His chin is way the fuck out there. I mean, he doesn't throw as looping of shots. I don't know. I don't like this fight. I think it is well matched. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? He's 30. Ishmael's 29. Give me Ishmael. Fuck it. I'll change it. I'll change it. Give me Bonfim. They're both the same age, and this other guy's got 11 fights, and one of them's a draw against Vyacheslav Borishev, who I just spent last week shitting on, and then Tom Nolan gave him the business this past weekend. I wanted to take him as a dog, not going to anymore. Give me the Bonfim brothers. I'll agree with you. I wasn't gonna go in, but I'll do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, man, something's just telling me that Sadykhov's gonna get caught. I was just watching so much film on him where even in successful moments, I was like, damn, he could have got slept right there if a right hand came through.
And
I don't know. The
Ishmael
way he
throws
fights is
hard.
strange.
He's got power.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. And like his record, his record as far as like 9 KOs, but inside the UFC, he just had that flying knee victory. It's not the best, but like prior to the UFC, he has quite a few KO victories. And I just see in this one, the target that he's aiming for is just straight up in the air, not tucked whatsoever, no regard for his own well-being. He's trying to land his, eat one to land one, and I don't think he's going to eat one very well. He also has 2 canceled fights out of his last 2. Hasn't fought since 2023. Is that a theme? We'll see if it stays true going into this weekend. I just can't take him, man.
Yeah.
Give me Bonfim as well, man.
Yeah, I talked myself out of it. I was gonna go Sadykhov, but yeah, no, I'll switch it, dude. I'll go Bonfim.
I know you're not the biggest fan of the Bonfim brothers, but like it's hard for us to look past some of these matchups and be like, I think they're gonna lose just because I don't like them.
Yeah.
I think they have the advantage in these ones.
I like Gabriel
All
a
right.
lot more. I don't like Ishmael. I do not.
Well, you'll like him on Saturday when he banks you some money, baby.
Oh yeah.
Let's get it done. Let's move up the card. Calvin Kattar going up against Yusuf Zalal, the Boston finisher and the Moroccan Devil. Love it.
What else needs to be said? All right, if you guys have been viewers of the channels for a little bit, you guys know Yusuf Zalal is our fucking dude. He is our boy. We love him. We've both locked him at one point. Nothing changes here for me. Nothing changes. I like Calvin. Calvin's got good hands, good boxing. Calvin's tough. He's been around. Love Calvin. Love watching him fight. Yusuf's got more tools in the shed. Calvin's got a little bit of grappling, a little bit of wrestling. He uses it defensively to stay on the feet. Even if he does outclass Zalal on the feet, which I can't see. I think Zalal's smart. He's got great fight IQ. He can take your back from fucking anywhere. He's a spider monkey. And he's just better. I think he's just better. Whether it goes long, whether he gets a club and sub. I mean, Calvin's tough to finish. So I'm not exactly too confident on getting a finish, but I like Zalal. Love Zalal. And I told you guys before when he fought, I don't like people in the UFC and then they get cut and then they get signed again. Yusuf Zalal is an outlier who shows you he learned from that first stint and he's smart and he used his losses to just get better. Get better. He came back, looked disgusting. Yeah. Give me Zalal, man.
Yeah, I agree. Cavalcanti on a 3-fight skid and then throw in a canceled bout on top of that. Just not a great look. I really think similar to Angela Hill, he's over the hill. He's past his prime. I mean, he's at this point 7-6 inside the UFC. He's fought some top name guys like Max Holloway, like a Dan Ige, Aljamain Sterling, list goes on. But like losses, we've said this before. I could get in there, get a loss in my record, and it's cool because I fought one of the top guys in the world. But it's about winning at the end of the day. That's what we are paying you to do, is go out there and win. And he just hasn't done a lot of that as of late. I think Yusuf Zalal is disgusting. He put up a really good fight against Ilya before he left the UFC, and now he is back and he's been on an absolute tear. I mean, what's the fight win streak that he's been on since being back? A 3-fight win streak. He's got multiple wins before that in other organizations. He's looked fantastic. I'm also taking Yusuf Zalal, the Moroccan Devil. I love that guy. Probably he's up there with some of the channel favorites.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We've both locked him. He's come through for both of us. Made us decent pennies that this man has made us, okay? Yeah. I'd say him, Poetan. Who else? Who's a big time channel favorite? Would you say who's the top 3 channel favorites?
Probably Steve Garcia.
Oh, good old Stevie. You know me, I love some Stevie. Yeah, man. This one. Interested to hear your thoughts. We have not spoken about this one whatsoever.
And before we talk about this one, I got to shout out Sean Woodson. I think he's up there as well. I mean, he has a special place in my heart.
Sean the Gremlin Woodson.
The Gremlin.
You've seen the Hobbit movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen the Hobbit movie where they go down where all the little trolls and goblins are?
Mm-hmm.
Sean Woodson looks like he's from there. Okay. Sean Woodson looks like he found the One Ring and gave it to Schmeagol. All right. Anyways, now that we're done talking about Schmeagol's best friend, Jared Cannonier, Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez.
The killer gorilla taking on the Robo. I'm excited for this one, JP. I think there will be fireworks. I mean, Cannonier is an older guy. He's 40. We don't like 40-year-olds on this channel. However, he's one of the 40-year-olds that has fought better than most of the other 40-year-olds, I would say. He's put up really great fights, hasn't won a lot as of late, lost his last 2, but that was against Kyle Bralho and Nasruddin Imavov. We've seen those guys find a lot of success as of late as well. Gregory Rodriguez, similar thing, much younger though, but a lot of success. 3 wins in his last 3 fights, with an impressive victory, very dominant victory over Christian Leroy Duncan, who I know JP and I were very, very high on. He's so skilled. He's very skilled, and I think he carries a lot of power. He carries a lot of toughness with him, and I think he's going to have the ability to really get this fight where he wants it, whether he knocks out Cannonier or drags him to the ground and brings him down into his world. I think he can do that. So for that, I'm taking Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez to get it done in the main event.
Yeah. It's funny that you touched on the first thing you touched on, his age. That was going to be the first thing I started talking about. All last year, you guys heard me say fade the 40s. It worked out for me sometimes. More often than not, it didn't work out. Granted, half the time I was fading like 38-year-olds. Not even 40-year-olds. Yeah. I don't know. Jared's style was to pressure. He had hands. He had power. He'd pressure you. He'd use his cardio, take you down when he need to. He'd just beat it up. He'd really put it on you. He'd put you behind that black line. Constantly threat with takedowns, with the hands. He's 40, man. And that style is so hard to keep up with. That, and like you said, he's lost 2 in a row. Granted, I understand the competition he fought. Imavov, who's probably going to fight for a belt soon. Baraiho, who, same thing, probably going to fight for a belt soon. I don't know. I just don't know. Everybody said, oh, he's got that win over Sean Strickland. I don't care. Strickland's okay, bro. But you get the right style matchup against Strickland. He's not good. I don't like Strickland's style. I don't. He's decent with the Philly shell. I just still don't like it. RoboCop, he's strong. He's got decent grappling defense. He's got fucking phenomenal power. And his striking's pretty good. And I'm not going to lie. Something's telling me I think he's going to put Cannonier the fuck out. I really do. I feel like Cannonier's days are very short, coming to an end. He's a fellow Phoenix guy, fellow Arizona guy. I don't hate the dude. I enjoyed watching him fight. I think he's got fewer days left in the UFC than some of these other 40-year-olds, than Muslim Sadykhov, who's spinning heel kick, knocking people the fuck out. I don't think this is one of those times. Give me RoboCop and give me RoboCop by KO.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I would like to add just one little snippet here, if I may. The one thing that worries me is RoboCop's never seen a fourth round. He's never been outside of 3 rounds. Granted, most of his fights have only been scheduled for 3 rounds, and in the 5 rounders that he's held outside of the UFC, he finished those fights in the first round. So that worries me a tad. What does the gas tank of Gregory Rodriguez even look like? We've never seen it. And sometimes that's the one kicker that people don't take a look at that kills them on Saturday, is when the fight goes into deep waters. Who has that experience? Who can pull it out of them, when it really matters the most? And Cannonier would have that advantage. He has fought in main events. He has fought, these top level guys for a long time, and he's gone into deep waters. Maybe we see that come into play. Maybe RoboCop gets him out of there before we even have to check, does he have a gas tank or not? I know the grappling, the power, the muscle mass of RoboCop might be a problem if it goes into deep waters. I'm just saying, keep an eye out for it, but I definitely agree with your pick.
Yeah, I really do. I don't know why. Something's just telling me I think he knocks him out.
Yeah, he's so tough, man.
Yeah, he is. Strong. He's a strong man.
He's a strong son of a gun. Hey, that does it for the card, but that doesn't do it for the show. Don't you go anywhere. We have the show parlays coming your way for free every single week. We're not one of those bums that makes you pay for a subscription, all right, to give you the best plays in the business. So let's give them to you, starting with Lock Door MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, who are you locking up?
Who am I locking up? I've told you guys, sat here and said about 2 fighters on this card. Granted, I didn't pick one of them. Arizona natives. And he's nasty at switching stances, and I absolutely fall in love with people who can do that. They can hit you from anywhere, any stance, doesn't matter. He can step through, throw his beautiful strikes. Watch him to put that other guy in the black line. Starch him the moment he gets to the fence. Give me Jose Delgado. Beautiful line, young prospect. I think he's doing it. Even if you want Jose by KO, it's a possibility. Give me Delgado.
I love that. And for my pick to pair with Delgado, we're going to go with the man, the myth, the legend, the one that's never let us down on this show as of yet. Give me the Moroccan devil, Youssef Zalal. Get the lines a little high, but I don't care about lines. I'm trying to hit a lock and break this first. Give me the Moroccan devil.
Hey. If I've ever heard of a fighting nickname that's going to be the one to break the curse, it's the Moroccan Devil, dude. All right, our boy. Is anybody surprised with how much we hyped him up before that? Is anybody surprised?
Listen, if you don't know, now you know the dude's a stud. All right, let's move on to Brevin's basic parlay. I hit last week, JP. I mean, everyone want to talk about the lock. The basic hit.
Was it in the bathtub? Did you hit in the bathtub? Wait. All right. That would mean something else.
All right, moving on. Give me my lock. Youssef Zalal to kick us off in the basic. He's getting it done, all right? He's the Moroccan devil. Nice. Edmund Shahbazyan, the boss. I think he gets it done. Budka is ass. He's the mindless Hulk.
Butt cheeks.
And then finally, give me RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez. Right now, that's plus 138 plus money. I'm feeling good about it.
Hey, plus money. Free picks. Free picks. Like Brevin was saying, man. All right, we don't paywall none of our shit. Okay. Also, I'm just saying, Instagram, TikTok, what's a prop? Okay, I try and post our picks, just little screenshots. Gets flagged for something nudity. Okay, save me. Sorry. All right.
We were in the bathtub.
We were in the bathtub. Brevin was hitting. Came out wrong. I didn't mean that. Budka butt cheeks in the bathtub. Let's get it. Shut up. Sit down. Juicer time. Okay, quit talking about Budka's butt cheeks. All right, let's start it off. Talked about the brothers fighting. This is the better brother, in my opinion. Throw Gabriel Bonfim in there. If he gets slumped by chaos, he gets slumped. Okay, it's called the juice for a reason. Ligma. Throw him in there. First leg. Next one. We hit her once as a dog. We didn't hit her. I never hit a woman. Came out wrong. All right, we had dog money once on Souza. We're doing it again. Throw her in there. All right, third one. Got to put my lock in there. Very high on this kid, Jose Delgado. Stance switching. How many times do I need to say it? Throw him in there. The next one. I guess so. I got to do it, but I haven't did it. The Baz. Put him in there. Budka's butt cheeks. How many times do I have to say it? Yusuf Zalal. Don't care. Do not care if mine and Brevin's parlays are the same. Don't care. Yusuf Zalal has made us money. He's going to continue to make us money. He's going to be Brevin's lock and win again. Throw Zalal in there. The final one, RoboCop. Okay. Some would say I copied and pasted Brevin's basic. I would say shut the hell up is what I would say because they're winning. Throw RoboCop in there. 6 legs plus 788 right now. I'm pretty confident in all those legs, okay? It might not be as juiced, but that's because we don't got any fat boys that get their nose broke 16 seconds into the fight. Yeah, let's do it, baby. We got to hit one of these.
Let's do it, man. Let's get back in the win column. I'm feeling good. You know, we're into February. The tides are turning. I'm feeling great. I feel locked in for 2025. We had a lot going on, all right? We had the Super Bowl. Everyone knows I was locked in on the Super Bowl. It let me down, so I'm pissed, all right? I am fired the hell up, and I'm using all of that energy and all that mojo to put into this show and bring you guys the best picks every single fucking week. So if you're still here, smack that subscribe button, smack the like button. Thank you for the comments last week on the kangaroo and the fucking the world champion Islam Makhachev. Whatever. JP had some paid actors in the chat, bro. He had some paid comments. I swear to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Bots.
All right, JP. That's all I have for the people. I'll hand it over to you to take us home.
Hey, all I'm saying. All right, everybody watched that Super Bowl. Okay, everybody saw what happened. Maybe the bathtub ritual did work. Because it asked for a sacrifice. We weren't sure what it was talking about. Brevin, maybe that was your sacrifice. Okay?
I would never sacrifice the boys from back home. The Chiefs are off limits, brother. You know that.
Hey, Thanos sacrificed his daughter. Brevin sacrificed the Chiefs. Okay? It's got to happen. Something you love needs to be sacrificed. And if we sweep our bets this weekend, you guys know the bathtub ritual worked. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, football's done now, but we're locked in. We are all the way locked in. Another weekend, another set of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Hey.